Bam! What's going on, guys? How you doing? Mike Alvarez back at it again. I was actually gonna do a live today. Well, we did do a live, but it was in Spanish. So I think I'm gonna be doing a short video here where I'm gonna actually post these on all the platforms. But pretty much, the conversation that we were having was about as a security professional. What I've done over 25 years, 30 years of being in the protection field, protecting high value targets and people that are worth a lot of money, high value principles and stuff like that. And how have I kept them safe and all this other stuff. But there was a topic that we touched on that not many people talk about, and that is basically the counter abduction part of that topic. And this could be used, guys, on your daily basis, for both kids, women, men, you name it. Normal people do get kidnapped also, especially when traveling abroad and stuff like that. So I thought it was a very important topic and something that we should talk about, and something that I offer at Atlas Tactical, by the way, which is our new brand. I'm an instructor there, and I wanted to talk, pretty much touch base on a few points that we went over when we were having that conversation with Ismail from Spain. Anyway, so touching the topic, number one is prevention and awareness. Prevention and awareness. It's imperative. All right. And sometimes it might seem kind of tedious to some people and stuff like that, but at least me and my family on a personal level, other than work, you know what I'm saying, situational awareness is very important, and I try my best to teach my kids and my wife as much as possible when it comes to that. But there's a whole other level, or should I say, to situational awareness, which is surveillance detection, or what we call in the industry SDRs, surveillance detection routes. So what are surveillance detection routes used for, guys? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, pretty much you create a planned out route. It's a surveillance detection route where you have a baseline, and you establish that baseline, and then you figure out anomalies along the way. Anything that might seem off, whatever. I go to the same coffee shop every day, right? I create a pattern. That's what I do. I suggest that in some cases you mix it up a little bit and you break that pattern, or never create a pattern at all. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the same place every day, bad guys are ultimately gonna, case you. In my case, on a personal level, creating that pattern is good because it creates threat recognition. That means that you're able to spot the anomalies along the way in that environment throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go to the same gas station every morning when I get out of the house, or whatever the case may be, to fill up my car, I know the people there. I know the people that frequent that place. Obviously, there's going to be, some other people there that might not frequent the place, just stragglers that come by. But that's where the other thing comes in. You have target fixation and all that other stuff. You need to start analyzing those things, like, what's this guy, this unknown traveler looking at? You know what I'm saying? Is this person fixated on me? Is he fixated on the cashier, or whatever the case may be? You know what I'm saying? So that's when you break that baseline, and you see these anomalies and all that other good stuff, and you realize, okay, now I'm moving over to the Starbucks. So I went from my gas station to the Starbucks, for example, to pick up a coffee, and we have that same subject there again. You know what I'm saying? There's a thing that we call TED, It's time, environment, distance, demeanor. So now, over a period of time during this baseline or pattern that I've created, I've seen the same individual multiple times, in this, in different environments, different distances throughout my commute. You know what I'm saying? And now, obviously, his demeanor is awkward or whatever, something off about this person. They may be casing you. They may be conducting surveillance on you. They may be doing a lot of stuff that not necessarily is conducive to your health. All right. So you don't know what these people are planning. And it's very important that us, as executive protection specialists or EP agents or security people and personnel in general, or just a protector, a guy that protects his family, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, use these techniques to evade or avoid these situations to begin with. So obviously, going into planning your routes and stuff like that, it depends on your needs. Like, for example, I personally try to keep my clients off the limelight, and I try my best to avoid creating a pattern for them, because patterns are bad. It'll create a bottleneck at some point, and that's when bad guys will decide to maybe attack or whatever the case may be. It has its pros and its cons. So you need to understand your environment. You need to understand your personal needs, and what you're going to be doing. If I want to confront these individuals or I just want to evade these individuals, for most people, avoiding creating a pattern is actually the best option. So we could get into all that stuff. We offer those courses, like I said, here at Atlas Tactical. We have classes every weekend, Fridays and Saturdays. If you guys are interested, comment below. I'll send you the information, and we'll move forward. Prices are very, very economical, and we're not here to break anybody's bank, guys. We're just here to spread knowledge, and obviously with doing that, expenses, such as the venues that we use or the tools that we use, have to be paid for. So that's where your support comes in, and we appreciate it very much, 100%. All right. So another key point that I wanted to talk about here under surveillance detection is route analysis. So pretty much you're planning and varying your daily activity, your routes. Like I said, it's very important sometimes that you guys break those patterns and use them to interrupt or intercept the bad guy's mindset. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the most important things, in my opinion, guys. If there's other professionals that want to be part of this, people that have knowledge about this, reach out to me as well. We do lives on Saturdays, I believe. Every Saturday we're doing lives, and I'm interested in having other instructors and other experts share their thoughts, and we can work together, collaborate, and maybe even teach stuff that I might not know, that I'm willing to learn from everybody. Like I said, I've been doing this for 20 plus years, man, 25 years now, and I don't know it all, guys. I definitely don't know it all, but I've been doing it for such a long time that now it's pretty much ingrained into my system. And to me, it's just a simple thing, but there are things that escape my sight sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we're not perfect. We're all human beings here. So like I said, guys, vary your routines, your habits, your routes, and we should be good. So another thing under that is attack recognition. Learn how to identify these attackers, or these people that are sketchy or whatever the case may be, and threat management. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you see you might be in that gray man persona for the moment, But there's a lot of confusion with that. We're going to clarify that some other time. This is not the moment for that. But I try to be as low profile as possible on my daily life. Definitely don't go around walking around all tactical and shit. Most of the time I'm wearing sneakers and basketball shorts, guys, to be honest with you, in my personal life. And I fit in with everybody everywhere I go. And I carry the essential tools, guys. That's it. These all loadouts and EDCs and all these other things, people really need to have a better understanding, a better grasp on these things. Just like the whole gray man thing, there's been this whole gray man thing. There's a time to be a gray man, and then there's a time to be a hard target. Sometimes I might be with my family